Yes, teacher.
Yeah, okay, thank you, Jesse. So in this class, guys, we're going to start talking about unreal situations, no? You know the infographic of this week, it was this one. So here I show you, or I tell you, no? So I let you know that this week we were going to work on unreal situations. Ready? When we talk about unreal situations, the idea is that we can mention things that are very unlikely to happen. Unlikely, it's very similar to improbable. Not impossible, but improbable. That it's not very likely, it's unlikely to happen. Ready? So in that case, when we mention these unreal situations, we're going to have a specific structure that we have to use. Okay? So let's see our first question of today. Yeah, the question is actually pretty simple. The question of today is this. Daniela, could you please be so kind to read it? Read this question, please.
Yes. What would you do it if today were the last day of your life?
Exactly. Thank you so much, Danny. So in that case, the question is, what would you do if, of course, you know that if it's a condition, if today were the last day of your life. So the last day of your life, it means tomorrow you are dead. No, so in that case, if today were the last day of your life, what would you do? Hmm? In my case, for example, I think that I would throw a party. I would throw a party with my family and friends. With my family and friends. That's what I would do in my case, right? What about you? What would you do if today were the last day of your life? I want to know. What do you think? What would you do if today were the last day of your life?
I would travel and eat with my family and my friends.
Excellent, Danny. Where would you travel? Would you have like a special destination in mind?
No, the last day of my life.
It doesn't matter, wherever, yes. So I would travel and eat. Muy bien. Very good. So in that case, if today were the last day of Daniela's life, she would travel anywhere and eat with her family and friends. Thank you, Daniela. Very good. Jessit, what about you, Mike?
I could visit my parents and my sister.
Good, very good. So I would visit my parents and sister. Where do they live, Jessit?
I live in Sogamoso.
And they
They live in Bogota.
Okay, that's it. So from Boyacá to Bogotá, there is a big difference, no? So, muy bien. So yes, it says, I would visit my parents and sister, no? So it's the last day of his life. So naturally, he wants to pass the day, to spend the day with his family. Muy bien, very good. Christian, what about you, my friend? What would you do if today were the last day of your life?
I was about to say I will spend time with my family, maybe in a dinner.
Okay, so I would spend time with my family. I would say that family is the most important. So we would all spend time with our family, no? Maybe traveling, maybe in a party, maybe in a dinner, as Christian said. So I would spend time with my family. Very good. So anybody else? ¿Alguien más? Valeria, Brian, Isabel? No? Yes. James Lee?
I would go to the beach.
Okay, so Valeria would go to the beach. Good, excellent. So with family or alone?
My family.
With family, of course, very good. So she would go to the beach, right? So all of these possibilities, all of these possible like situations, they are actually only possibilities. They are not real, no? All of them are very unlikely, yes? They are very unrealistic. They are imaginary, yes? Why? Because we are imagining, all of this, it's imaginary, yeah? Because we are imagining, yes, that today is the last day of our life, but it is not real. I am not going to die. This is not real. No es real. Es simplemente una condición irreal. Ready? ¿Cuál es la condición irreal? Si hoy fuese el último día de mi vida. Right? So, en ese caso, I see, I would throw a party with my family, Daniela would travel and eat, Jessie would visit her parents, his parents and his sister, Valeria would go to the beach with her family. So, pero en ese caso, ¿cierto? En el caso que hoy fuera el último día de la vida, but it's not real. La verdad es que no es así, ¿cierto? No es muy probable que hoy sea el último día de nuestras vidas. Es muy poco probable. Es muy improbable, right? So, in that case, that's what we are going to work on today. Ready? When we have a unlikely condition, we are going to have unlikely consequences. Ready? So one crazy situation is going to provoke crazy consequence, right? For example, I would throw a party with my family and friends. No, not really. That is not very possible, right? Or it's not very likely. But in the crazy situation that I would die, then it would be possible, no? So in that case, guys, what we're going to mention, it's called the second condition. Right? The second conditional sentence. Before, in other class, we check the first conditional, right? Antes habíamos visto el primer condicional, that it's for real situations, que era para situaciones reales, ¿cierto? Que if I find a wallet, I will call the police, I will no sé qué, era con will, ¿cierto? But today, we're going to talk about the second conditional. It's different, ready? Entonces, let's see what is the second conditional about. We're going to erase. Listo. So, we have here the first conditional, habíamos visto, ¿cierto? It's used for a possible situation in the future or for predicting a likely. Bueno, what is the meaning of likely? ¿Alguien me dice what is the meaning of likely? What do you think? Probable, ¿cierto? Muy bien, o posible, right? Excellent, Jessie. So it's predicting a likely result in the future, obvio, if the condition happens, ¿cierto? Entonces, en ese caso teníamos the condition and the consequence, and we will use it with will. Easy. But we are talking about today about the second condition. Ready? The second conditional, it's something very different. So in that case, is used for hypothetical or unlikely situations, unreal or improbable situations now or in the future. Entonces, for example, if today were the last day of your life, es algo que no es muy probable, ¿cierto? No es muy probable que uno diga, ah, pues, si hoy te mueres, no es posible, no es muy probable que hoy me muera, ¿cierto? Entonces, in that case, it's a hypothetical, unlikely situation. Remember, in that case, we're going to have two different parts. We're going to have the condition and we are going to have the consequence. See? The condition, it's the sentence that we have with if. ¿Alguien podría recordarme what is the meaning of if?
Sí.
Sí, exactly. Pero sí no de afirmación, sino de condición. Si esto pasa, right? So in that case, the condition, it's going to be the sentence that we have with if. If I won the lottery. Si me gano la lotería. Not very possible. If they sold their house. Si venden su casa. Not very possible, ready? And then we have the consequence. Luego tenemos la consecuencia. I would travel a lot. They would be rich. Ready? This is we are going to have two sentences, the condition and the consequence. Let's check how we're going to structure them. This the second conditional, as I said before, it has two different parts. Then we are going to divide this in two. The first part, as I said, it's the condition. Ready? The condition always starts with if. Siempre empieza con if. But it's si, ¿cierto? And then the situation. Then we have the subject. And then, aquí va el primer cambio con respecto al condicional anterior. The verb is in past. ¿Ready? El verbo está en pasado. Profe, ¿cómo así? O sea, ¿el condicional es en pasado? No. When we talk about unreal situations, cuando hablamos de situaciones irreales o imaginarias, we use the simple past. We use the simple past to demonstrate that it's unreal. Entonces, cuando hablamos de situaciones irreales en el presente, yo sé que es un poco confuso, pero no lo es tanto, usamos el simple past para hablar de esa situación irreal, ¿cierto? Entonces, cuando yo digo, si yo fuera, si yo tuviera, si yo ganara, si yo estuviera, si yo trabajara, all of that, it's imaginary. Todo eso es imaginario. And we have to use it with simple past. Lo vamos a incluir con el simple past. Entonces, por eso el ejemplo anterior era, what would you do, perdón, if they sold their house, or if they, here, if I won the lottery. Won es el pasado de qué verbo? Won,
Ganar.
the win, ¿cierto? Es el pasado de win. Y sold is the past of what? Of what verb?
Vender.
De vender, de sell, ¿cierto? Entonces, fíjense que la condición siempre viene en pasado cuando estoy hablando del segundo condicional, porque es una condición irreal, es una condición imaginaria, right? So in that case, the condition, it's going to be in past. And then we have the complement. Simple, right? So, for example, if I won the lottery, ¿cierto? Entonces, in that case, the condition, it's if, then the subject, then the verb in past, and finally, the complement. Ready? Then, after the comma, we have a big comma. Ready? We have the consequence. All of this part, it's going to be the consequence. The consequence o the result. Básicamente es lo mismo que el resultado. El resultado de esa condición, right? So, in that case, we're going to have the subject first, ¿ya? So, algunas veces es el mismo sujeto en ambos, algunas veces es diferente, ¿cierto? Vamos a ver en un segundo. And then we have the modal verb. When I say, pues si yo me ganara la lotería, viajaría, ¿cierto? O comería, ¿cierto? O si hoy fuera el día si hoy fuera el último día de mi fiesta, iría a la playa, visitaría a mis papás, right? In that case, you know that when we want to use that ia to the verb, we have to use it with would. That is why we have to use in here the modal verb would. Ready? So it's the subject and would, and the verb it's in infinitive. Recuerden que un verbo siempre después de un modal va a ir en infinitivo, o sea, en la forma básica. Ready? So, for example, if I won the lottery, I would travel abroad. I would visit my parents. I would go to the beach. Ready? Claro, también puedo usar otros, like when I say podría viajar, podría visitar, podría escribir, podría trabajar, right? In that case, I can use it with could or with might, and then the verb in infinitive. It's also a possibility. It's not that common, but it's also a possibility, right? It's more common to use would, but when could and might, sorry, it's also a possibility to write it down in the second condition, right? So that's why we're going to have the two different parts, okay? So, example, the question is, where would you go if you won a trip anywhere? Si te ganas un viaje a cualquier lugar, right? Entonces, in that case, I have first the condition, if I won a trip, si me gano un viaje, if I won a trip, verbo en pasado, ¿cierto? Que no es posible, no es muy probable. So, if I won a trip, coma, I would go to Indonesia. Vea pues, okay, I would, modal verb, go, verbo en infinitivo, and then the complement, I would go to Indonesia. Ready? Sencillo, nada del otro. Teacher, ¿es posible que yo cambie las oraciones de lugar? Sí. Entonces, también puedo empezar con la consecuencia y luego introducir la condición. In that case, look at this, I said, I would go to Indonesia, que es la misma consecuencia acá, ¿cierto? If, en ese caso, if reemplaza la coma, ya no tengo que usar coma. I would go to Indonesia if I won a trip. Entonces, puedo empezar con la consecuencia y luego perdón, con la condición y luego la consecuencia, o la consecuencia primero y luego la condición. Both sentences are fine. De ambas formas está bien. ¿Listo, guys? So, in that case, I can do it like that. Okay, we have other examples. For example, if I want a trip, I would travel to Japan. El verbo que usaron en la pregunta fue go. Claro, puedo responder con el mismo verbo go, pero también puedo usar otro verbo. I would travel to Japan. It's a possibility, ¿cierto? De hecho, en el ejemplo inicial, ustedes me dijeron I would visit, I would go, I would eat. Perfecto, no problem. I can have other different verbs. Ready? Teacher, ¿y siempre es necesario colocar la condición? No, not necessary. Obvio, en la respuesta, sobre todo, puedo dejar sin condición, porque ya en la pregunta me la dejaron clara, ¿cierto? So I can say, pues I would visit Paris and go to Spain. ¿En qué caso? No, pues en el caso anterior que ya sé, where would you go if you want a trip anywhere? Okay, I would visit Paris and go to Spain. ¿Cierto? Or for example, in the example that you gave, that Daniela said, teacher, I would eat and travel with my family. But she didn't say, if today were the last day of my life. No. So only the consequence. I would visit my parents in in Bogota. That's it. No, only the consequence, and that's fine. And if I want to include two actions or more, it's also possible, right? I just have to get to be careful, to include one modal verb per subject. Ready? But one modal verb can affect the first verb and also the second verb. I would visit and go to Spain. But if I include another subject, then it's necessary to include another modal verb. I would visit Paris and I would go to Spain. We're going to use one modal verb per every single subject. Un modal por cada sujeto que usemos. ¿Listo? Ready? Guys, hasta ahí, ¿qué tal? Questions, difficulties, problems, easy, difficult. Preguntas, ¿qué? Questions, no? Pretty clear?
No question, teacher.
No questions.
Very
Excellent.
clear.
Okay, very good. So in that case, remember that this is going to be for crazy situations, no? Nothing realistic, it's something just imaginary, right? So, come here. Second, over here. This, here we have some information, some questions which are in the second condition. Ready? So, for example, the first one, it says, what would you do? What would you do if you could travel back in time? What would you do? What period of the history would you visit? Or who of your family would you visit? Or where in the planet would you like to go? Any ideas? Nothing? What would you do if you could travel back in time? It means to the past. What would you do if you could travel to the past?
Teacher, I will go before the discovery of America, maybe.
Okay, so you will go to the an indigenous age.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Very good. Excellent. But would you go here would you come here to America? Or would you go there to Europe or what?
No, here in America.
Okay, here in America. Perfect. Very good. Excellent. Anybody else would, for example, Christian would like to know the Aboriginal cultures here in South America. Well, in America. So what about you? What would you like to do if you could travel back in time to the past? Oh, nothing. No ideas about the time. Well, if I could,
I
dale, Dani, go.
I would go to Jesus time.
Oh, no way, seriously?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So she would go to Jesus' time, very good. Like, of course, directly to Israel or something like that, to Jerusalem.
Yes, yes, in Jerusalem.
Perfect, Danny, great, excellent. Well, if I could travel back in time, I would say that I would go. I would say that I would go to the Egyptian and also to the Roman Empire. They are interesting times, so I would say I would go there. Well, what about guys? Then we have other different things, no? So what would you do, right? So what would you do if you were the richest person alive? What would you do if you were the richest person alive? The person with more money. What would you do if you were the richest person alive, Mr. Let's see, Mrs. Gensley? What would you do if you were the richest person alive?
¿Me puedes repetir la pregunta, profe?
Sure, of
Perdón.
course. Dale, tranquila. What would you do if you were the richest person alive? The
O
richest.
sea, como la última persona viva.
No, the richest, like with
No.
more money.
Okay. Maybe. I don't know.
What one crazy plan? What something crazy?
Maybe vaya jet, pues comprar un jet.
Okay, no, cierto? Very good. So maybe I would buy a jet, cierto? I
Ya,
would. I would buy a jet.
a jet, of course.
Muy bien, Jesly, very good, excellent. What about you, Brian? What would you do if you were the richest person alive? What would be your crazy fantasy?
Teacher, I would help to people.
Okay, well, so this one it's more like not that crazy, no? So something more social. So I would help the people. Very good, perfect, right? Valeria, what about you, dear? What would you do?
Ya mi respuesta la dieron anteriormente, pero sí, I will help poor people.
Okay, so you would help poor people. Perfect, that's it. So, okay, very good. And good. Well, in that case, I'm gonna ask you the last one. Well, I just want to know about the places that you would like to visit. So, what would you do? Better, where would you go? Where would you go if you could travel anywhere? Where would you go? In this moment, so like in these current times, where would you go if you could travel anywhere?
I would go to Russia and Egypt.
And Egypt.
Egypt, yes.
Okay, very good, excellent. So, but Danny, would you go back to Moscow or would you like to go to St. Petersburg or something different?
Moscow.
To Moscow directly. Okay, very good. What about Jessid? Where would you go if you could travel anywhere?
Teacher, I would like to travel Dubai.
Okay, I would like to travel to Dubai. Very good, good. Isabel, are you there? Isabel, where would you like to travel? To what city? To what place? I think she's there. Bueno, anyway, so guys, in this case, so you're telling me just crazy consequences of crazy conditions, ¿cierto? Of course, It's not very possible that we can travel anywhere. It's not very likely that we are the richest person alive. Pues, so far, it's impossible that we can travel back in time. So all of these are simply imaginary situations. Ready? Bueno, so easy, easy, easy. Now, when we have an imaginary situations that implies the verb to be, right? We are going to have the verb to be in past, no? Because the condition is if and the verb in past. But if the verb is the verb to be, we are not going to use was. We are going to use were with all the pronouns, right? As we did it here. What would you do if you were the richest person alive? What would you do if you were a robot? Huh? What would you do if you were the leader of your country? Right? So always we are going to use were, even with the pronouns that don't use were, incluso con los pronombres que no uso were normalmente, en el second conditional sí lo voy a usar. Ready? So in that case, for example, when I say, if, si yo fuera, ¿cierto? If I were, normalmente I va con el verb to be was, ¿cierto? Pero cuando hablo de Unreal English, el verb to be, it's going to be were for all the pronouns, para todos los pronombres. I were, you were, he were, she were. Únicamente cuando está hablando de situaciones irreales, right? Entonces, if I were, no sé, if I were the richest person alive, right? The richest person. If I were the richest person, I would buy a soccer team. You know, so if I were the richest person alive, I would buy a soccer team, no, as an inversion, as an investment, right? In that case, using were. Entonces, every time we're going to use if I were, if she were, if we were with all the pronouns. Okay. Ahora, esto es la regla normalmente, ¿sí? O sea, la regla gramatical. Cuando hablo de inglés irreal, uso were para todos los pronombres. Ahora, en el uso del día a día, vamos a encontrar muchas veces que la gente usa if I was. ¿Listo? Incluso los mismos americanos. Usan if I was the richest person, no sé qué, ¿cierto? Pero la regla dice que usamos es were. Ahora, es como uso, ¿no? A veces las personas no conocen sus propias reglas y lo usan mal, ¿right? Como cuando la gente dice hubieron o something like that, ¿no? So that it's incorrect, but the people say it, ¿ready? Entonces, si lo ven, no se asusten, está igual, pues gramáticamente incorrecto, pero la gente lo usa normalmente, ¿ready? Para que tengan en cuenta, pues que no siempre es como tan exacto el lenguaje, ¿ok? ¿Listo? Guys, ¿alguna pregunta con este word? ¿Sí estuvo claro en qué caso lo vamos a usar? Right? When it's verb to be.
It's clear, teacher.
Thank you, Christian. Thank you, Jessit. Okay, good. Excellent. Very good. So I want you to think for a second. What would I do? Wait. What would I do? What would I do if I were not Colombian? What would I do if I were not Colombian? So what would change? Where would you like to be from? What would be your nationality? What habits wouldn't you have? Right? For example, if I were not a Colombian, I wouldn't drink so much coffee, right? Well, so much tinto, because coffee, everybody, but tinto, not so much. So I wouldn't drink so much coffee or so much tinto, right? If I were not Colombia, I wouldn't like the changua, no? So not very popular outside. Huh? What would I do if I were not a Colombian? Yeah, think on that and tell me, what would you do? Yes, if you were not Colombians. what things would change, what things would be different if you were not Colombians, right? Probably the accent would be different. I would say that if I were not Colombia, I would like to be Italian. If I were not Colombia, probably I would live in Europe. No, that's it, right? Think on yourself. What would be different if you were not Colombians?
If I were not Colombian, I would live in Europe.
Very good. Yeah, especially in German.
In Germany, yes.
Okay, very good. So if Daniela were not Colombian, she would live in Germany. So Dani, in what city would you like to live?
In Berlin.
Okay, very good. Excellent. Thank you, Daniela. Thank you so much. So she would like to live in Berlin. Okay. Anybody else? What would you do if you were not German? If you were not Colombian, sorry.
Teacher, if I were not Colombian, probably I wouldn't like Colombian, and probably wouldn't like the morcilla, maybe.
It's very likely that you wouldn't like morcilla, right? Yes, of course. That we are the only ones who eat that, maybe. Okay, thank you, Christian. Very good. Excellent. Anybody else? Piénsenlo, piénsenlo. What would you do? What would be different if you were not Colombian?
If I were not Colombian, I would live in Canada.
Okay, very good, Valeria. Excellent. So you would live in Canada. Excellent. That's it. Brian, Jessit, Jensley, what about you?
Teacher, if I were not Colombian, I would be sad. I also I would like to live in Japan.
Okay, okay. Like in Tokyo or in the country part of Japan?
In Tokyo.
In Tokyo.
It
Okay. Good.
is very interesting for me.
Okay. Very good. Yes, but I agree with you. If I were not Colombian, I would also be sad. You know, I like being Colombian, so if I were not one, I would be sad. So very good. Brian, Jensley, what about you?
Teacher, me estás hablando a mí, es que tengo un aguacero en el oído y no te escucho nada.
Tranquila, no te preocupes. Jensley, sí, pues es
Sí.
la pregunta para todos. Es, what would you do? Ujú.
If I were not Colombian, probably I don't.
Probably what, sorry?
Es el audio, es que no tengo buena señal porque está cayendo un
Tranquila,
aguacero.
te escuché hasta I would probably y ahí no te escuché más. I would
I
probably.
would probably, I don't know, Argentine?
Okay,
Maybe.
maybe. So if Jensley were not Colombian, she would probably be Argentinian. Okay, could be. That's it. Muy bien. Thank you, Jensley. Very good. Brian, what about you?
Teacher, if I were not Colombian, I would live in Switzerland.
Okay, so he would live in Switzerland. So he would be a Swiss, right? So Swiss, so very good. Excellent. So guys, notice that in that case, everybody use the verb to be were. Yes, even when the verb to be, it's not word for I, but when it's talking about on real situations, it is, right? So if I were, right? If I were American, if I were not Colombian, if I were da da da. Hmm? Obvio, if it's a negative sentence with other different verb, then it's going to be with the negative sentence, didn't, right? So because it's with simple past, no? Example. If I didn't live in Colombia, that's different because we are using the verb live, right? Si no viviese o si no viviera. If I didn't live in Colombia, comma, I would live in, bueno, no sé, in Switzerland or in Japan or in Europe or in Berlin, whatever, ¿cierto? Entonces, in that case, careful. Una cosa es usar el verb to be, si yo fuera o si no fuera. Otra diferente es usar si yo y otro verbo. Si yo viviera o si no viviera, si tuviera, si no tuviera. It depends. ¿Listo? So, la consecuencia sí siempre va a ser con would y el verbo en infinitivo o con could, aunque es menos probable, pero la situación o la condición sí puede variar siempre y cuando tengan claro el verbo que van a usar. Si yo o si ella o si tú y el verbo. Si tú tuvieras, si tú fueras, si tú no tuvieras, ¿cierto? So in that case, that's it. ¿Listo? Any question whatsoever? Any difficulty, problem?
No, teacher.
No, it's fine. It's very good. So that was only the first topic of the week number 11. Ready? In that case, we use would. Remember that the pronunciation it's would. ¿Listo? Would. Ni la O ni la L suenan. So it's just going to be would, right? And in this case, we use would for talking about an unrealistic situation. Unrealistic situation about the present or possibly about the future. But this is the real life and this is only an imaginary situation. Para eso usamos would. But we're going to find out in the next class that we have a different use for the verb would and for the verb should. Probably you know it, probably you already know it, but I would like to know if you know what is the past tense. What is the past tense of these verbs? What is the past of would and what is the past of should? Anybody knows? Alguien que me ayude. What is the past of would or what is the past of should? Because so far, hasta el momento, vimos que would, it's for the present or possibly for the future, but unrealistic, right? But if I want to use would or should in the past, what is the form? ¿Cuál es la forma del would en el pasado o el should? Anybody knows?
No hay.
¿No hay? Muy bien, Dani, excelente. Entonces, for the next class, as a homework, you're going to find out what is the past of would and what is the past of should. Bueno, ya dijimos, Dani nos dijo, no hay. No hay una forma en el pasado de would ni una forma en el pasado de should. So, if I want to use past and would in the should, bueno, ¿hay qué? How do I do it? What's the idea? Ready? So, find out about past modals. Una miradita introductoria, así como por encimita, a ver qué encuentran sobre past modals. Ready? No se extiendan demasiado, solo una miradita rápida a ver qué encuentran sobre el tema de past modals. ¿Listo? And then see you on the next class. Ready? So in this case, if you want, you can check the infographic of this week. Here we have some of the, here we have modals in past, no? But you have to tell me, how is that? What is the problem? What is the structure, no? So because we have should and we have would, but it's in the present, it's in the past. What do you think? Entonces, recuerden siempre que la infografía de la semana, que la encuentran en la parte de anuncios, ¿sí? Ustedes saben dónde encontrar, todos saben dónde encontrar la infografía, o alguien de pronto no sabe dónde encontrarla, la infografía de la semana. no, todos saben. Bueno, igual, les muestro así rápidamente por si acaso, right? So just enter to the course. Entran al curso, apenas entran al curso, lo primero que van a ver es justamente eso, la infografía de la semana, ¿no? Entonces ahí les dejé, bueno, un videito, second conditional y la infografía de la semana. Bueno, para que la puedan ver, analícenla. So you tell me, what is the verb in past? ¿Está en pasado? ¿Está en presente? What is the problem there? ¿Listo? Entonces, echen el ojito y me cuentan qué son los modales o los past modals. ¿Listo? Ready? That's the homework. No more. That's it. Ready? Guys, thank you for the participation. Thank you for the attention too. See you on Thursday at 8 p.m. also. So have a good night. Enjoy tomorrow. Rest. Sleep tomorrow a lot. And that's it. Okay? See you the next class.
Thanks, teacher. Take care.
See you. You too.
Thank
Take
you. Bye.
Bye,
Goodbye.
teacher.
See you
Thanks.
later.